11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Empire 161 Show, Season 5, Episode 8. We'll open up with a little Dr. Dre here. Keep the heads ringing, which is Giancarlo Stanton's walk-up music at the very moment. Also a song I used for a video that I made back in high school. So kind of brings back a lot of flashbacks there as I'm like listening to it again every time I do it. But yeah, thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Hopefully wherever you are, you got to enjoy the day. In New York, I know the weather was erratic. It looked nice at times, and then there's thunderstorms at other times, and whatever. But some people got their barbecue in yesterday, which was probably the smart move.
It was.
Not good for today. So, yeah, thank you for joining us. As always, if you're joining us on the Facebook live stream, if you're joining us on YouTube or X, always going to be Twitter, and when we found audio and podcast, we always appreciate the support. And I am Ed, and with me as always is Lisa. Lisa, what's going on?
Hey, happy Memorial Day, everybody. Thank you to all of the folks who serve and have served our country. Shout out to my dad, the former Marine, and my godson who's in the Navy. So we're going to talk about our series against the Mariners, where we split it, and then our series with the Padres, where we should have won it 3-0, but we lost Game 3. But that's okay. We'll get into it. I want to shout out Marcus Stroman, because I don't know if you heard this, Ed, but he was selected as an honored guest for this year's Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Was he really?
Yes, he is. So he's going to be one of the, I think they call it like the padrinos of the parade. I don't remember what title they gave him, but him and, I'm blanking on his name right now. The guy,
Bernie Williams.
No, he's not. It's not another Yankee. Very funny. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on this guy's name? He's an actor, and he's got a show on. Oh my God. Well, whatever. I'm just going to keep moving because I can't remember his name right now. And I didn't write it down because he doesn't play baseball. Anyway, we're going to talk about the series. We're going to talk about how Aaron Judge had a 4-day home run hitting streak this week. We will get into it. And Anthony Volpe is continuing a hot streak and is right up there with none other than former captain Derek Jeter on his streak right now. So we're going to get into all of that. And I also want to shout out Ed and his lovely wife, Angie, because they had a really great Memorial Day barbecue yesterday, and I had a lot of fun.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Whether you were in the backyard, basement at one point, hanging out in the cave, wherever it was a lot of fun, though.
It was great weather, too.
Yeah, no, the weather was beautiful. Actually, when we were cleaning up, is when it started to like mist and drizzle. And we were like, all right, it was pretty late when things finally shut down. But,
I don't even want to know time things shut down. I know I left when I left, and that was a great time to leave.
No, listen, Hanser and Yvonne, they were the last ones. And
wow.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Apologize ahead of time for my annoying cough that doesn't want to go away. So.
Ed also has a cough streak, just like Anthony Volpe has a hitting streak.
Yeah, it just needs to just end already. Just stop. Enough. It's just really annoying. But all right, and also I want to echo what you said regarding Memorial Day. Of course, as you're enjoying your barbecues and fun like that, don't forget to take a moment of what this holiday really is all about for anyone who served, and who also, especially for those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Appreciate it. There's no way we can pay it back. Just thank you for that. So, all right, let's get it going here. Let's take it back to last Monday, which the first game of the series was quite interesting. Where the Yankees did drop this one by a final 5-4. A game that they felt like they had in hand. You would think it was like a 15-1 game or something like that, but it was really just 4-1 before the wheels came off in the ninth inning for a lot of different reasons, and we'll get to that in a second. But let's run down the stats quickly. Marcus Stroman, who at least had mentioned, took a no decision, unfortunately.
He had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, he went 7 in the third, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Clay Holmes took the loss. His record's now 1-1 and his second blown save of the season. He went two-thirds of an inning, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Juan Soto was 2 for 4 with a walk, 2 runs scored on the night. Aaron Judge was 2 for 4 with a walk and a run scored and a double. And Alex Verdugo had himself a night, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, and a double mixed in as well. So, as I mentioned, Yanks took a 4-1 lead into the ninth inning. Holmes on the mound. The way it's been going this season, you would think this would be a 1-2-3 thing, and we're done. But I'm going to tell you the truth, though. I'm not going to kill Holmes for this one because I think this is a game. This is where you can't just the box score, as I read down, looks horrible, right? Like it looks like he imploded and got smacked around. But some dribblers, some bloopers, like soft contact, like we used to see with Mariano Rivera when he would blow a save. This is kind of what it reminded me of. A couple of walks in there. The 2 walks were pitches that barely missed. He should have been a little bit more aggressive. And he actually took full ownership in the postgame, which I always like to hear a player just, address it head on, and that's it. But there was also an error by Gleyber Torres that really opened up the floodgates at second base, a guy that we have been, I think, rightfully so critical of this season. I mean, he went ahead another play that he tried to make a hero play, should have just pocketed it, but he ends up overthrowing it into the dugout, and it allows a run to score, pushes other runners up into scoring position, and, hell broke loose from there. So this is a tough one. But again, Holmes gets the loss. Blown save, yes. But he wasn't as bad. It wasn't like totally on him. At least what were your thoughts on this?
So I think I stopped like fully paying attention to the game in the ninth inning because I was like, oh, we're good. So I had it on, but I was doing other things. And then I look back up and I'm like, wait, what? What just happened? And kind of couldn't believe it. And I think I texted you about this one. I think I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
yeah, it was just, it happens, right? It happens, unfortunately, every once in a while. And I think literally every closer goes through this where they just can't get the job done, that one-off time every now and then. So hopefully he goes on a hot streak again. And the thing that frustrates me is exactly what you said. It always seems to boil down to Gleyber Torres just like forgetting where he's at for a minute and not following the fundamentals of baseball. So I think that's really kind of what's hard about it. It's like, how many times are you going to mess up, guy? And I know we were kind of joking about this yesterday, but if DJ LeMahieu comes back, it would be great to see Oswaldo Cabrera move over.
Yeah, I mean, it does. All signs look like DJ's coming back tomorrow night, right? Like that's pretty much what all reports are saying. Providing something happens on an off day, that he'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, the question is going to be, where do his at bats come from? Do I realistically think they're going to bench Gleyber indefinitely?
No, of course not.
To get DJ in at second base, he's going to get at bats at third base. That's going to happen, especially with John Birdie getting hurt on Friday night.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's going to be a while. So, and also Cabrera he's played pretty well, but his stronger side is not the right side. Right?
I know.
So if there's a lefty coming out, if they're facing a lefty, you can imagine DJ's definitely going to be in there. DJ could also give Rizzo a day off here and there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll just be moving around is going to be my guess.
Yeah.
I know prior to the season, Boone had said, DJ's our third baseman, and that's it. And
listen, the last time Boone
change.
Said somebody,
things change, and it's fine. You can adjust on the fly. Like this is how it is. Plus, DJ also needs to get his at bats, and he needs to prove that he's the DJ of the second half of last season.
Yep.
And not the first half. So
Yep.
I'm curious to see how that goes too.
So before we move on to the second game, did you see the guests in attendance at this game?
I do remember Flavor Flav was there.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, and they ran that video of him hyping the crowd up in later games in the series. So I figured that's going to be like a fixture.
Uh-huh.
What's this tonight? No, I think Bernie was in.
No, it was a different night.
Bernie was in Tuesday night. Oh, Aaron Rodgers was at, right? He was at this game too.
Yeah.
There was a thing going after they lost the first two games, and people were like, well, let's see, we're 0-2 since Rodgers showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe he brought some bad juju. Was there anyone else that I missed?
No, just them. I mean, those are the only two that I picked up on.
Yeah, Rodgers was there, and he was in Stroman's suite. It was like a guest of his.
Really?
Yeah, they had mentioned that though. That I noticed.
That's interesting. I mean, I know he was in a suite, but that's interesting. Whose suite was Flavor Flav in then?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because he was in a suite too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. Could have been any suite. Could have been W. Mason suite. I mean, who knows? It could have been anything.
So speaking of Stroman, I mean, obviously they're professional players, but when you pitch a game like that, how challenging do you think that is for a pitcher?
What do you mean not to kind of just let it go, or
to have an amazing game and then you get a no decision?
Well, I know that he would also. Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I know he took to social media after the game and commended Holmes and Glaber specifically.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So backing them. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just what it is. It's a team game, right? Like you could have a great day and shit happens, and then some ways you're like, all right, cool, I had a great day, but like it didn't amount to what he wanted to. It's also why wins, losses for a pitcher.
Don't tell the story.
I kind of think it's a BS stat. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't. Yeah, like so you're trying to tell me like he just shouldn't get credit for what he did, which is why we have a quality starts stat now, right? Like to try to give partial credit to a person who can't get a win. So, and you can also get a win for getting smacked around as long as you pitched 5 innings, but your offense picked you up. So it's kind of unfair. That's why wins, losses, I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. I just feel like, if I were a starting pitcher, my mentality is I set my team up for success. Like they just have to finish, right?
Yep.
Just finish. And then they tripped over the finish line.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Kudos to him for going out of his way to commend both of them.
Yeah, so, like soften the blow for fans. Yeah,
like he highlighted Holmes' season, like mentioned that he was one of the best closers in the game and stuff. I'm like, that's cool. I appreciate that. Shows me again, Stroman is all in on this thing. Right? Like everything we see, he's like all in on being a Yankee. He was really excited about it.
Yeah,
it's cool to see. So
I did read on social media that he had a quote saying that the pitching staff, they just all really respect each other and have a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And he's like he was basically saying this is one of the best dugouts he's ever been in. Everybody's super supportive of each other. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's what Alex Verdugo said too. He said it's the best dugout he's ever played in. Yeah.
Now, when things are going well, it's the best for everything. Now, again, I know the Yanks could hit the skids at some point. It happens to every team. Mm-hmm. And then just keep that energy while that's going on. That's all. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So then that takes us to Tuesday night, where the Yanks did mostly drop this one by a final 6-3. Clark Schmidt took his second loss of the season. His record's now 5-2. He only lasted 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. Not his best start, not his worst start, but again, goes back to what we were talking about, right? Like, even though he went 7 and 8 innings in his past couple of starts, now this is more of the Clark Schmidt we've seen for a lot of his career, but still, he gave them a chance to win the game. Gleyber Torres did get them back into it later, 1 for 3 with his 3rd home run of the season, 3 RBIs and a walk. Alex Verdugo 1 for 4 with a double. So, one thing I wanted to mention in this game, well, number one was came out after the game that Clark Schmidt was tipping his pitches, and there was a really cool breakdown I had shared on our Facebook page that MLB Network did the next morning. So if you want to get more insight on what tipping pitches can look like, they do a pretty good job on it. I mean, it's pretty well done. But yeah, apparently he was tipping his pitches, and honestly, considering he's tipping his pitches, not the worst start.
Mm-hmm.
Considering, because usually when you hear someone's tipping their pitches, they get smacked around. They give up like 8 earned runs in 2 innings or some shit like that. But no, he did well, and Glaber creeped him back into it. But I kind of want to ding Boone in this game for a decision in the 8th inning where they cut the lead to 1. And you bring in Clayton Andrews into this game, and the wheels kind of come off, and then he gives up a run or two, and then they extend it. A 1-run lead. We don't know. Everything can't play out the same, but it just seems like a weird spot to bring in a dude making his Yankees debut.
Yep.
Into that. And I know Booney after the game had mentioned that, he actually took ownership for a mistake there. He even said that. Oh, he did. It wasn't like, Clayton's in a good place. No, that was me booming. It wasn't actually me coughing. But, clearing the throat, great place he's in, yada, yada, yada. No, he's like, listen, we had him warming up. Then all of a sudden we got back into it quickly, and he didn't change course, which I get is tough. You can't just snap your fingers and then another reliever is warming up. But usually you have your A guy and your B guy warming up.
Correct.
Right? You go to your B guy. We know there's, the bullpen's a bullpen, but you have your A team and your B team. Clayton Andrews is definitely on the B team.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, he might turn out to be great. I'm just saying for now. And there was no change of course. And rightfully so, that happened. But Yanks did bring the tying run to the plate in the 9th inning, so they still did make, a pretty good effort to try to come back here. So I thought both of these games were pretty interesting in the later innings with some moves out of the bullpen. No, that was not it. I thought there was another comment drop here. So, Lisa, you got anything further on this one?
No, nothing else on this game other than your boy Bernie is in the crowd.
Always excited for that. Always excited for that. Hey, listen, I have said it. Bernie Williams is one of my top 5 favorite Yankees of all time.
I know.
That's what it is. I love Bernie Williams. All right, so that brings us to Wednesday night, where the Yanks would go ahead and take this one by a final 7-3. Nestor Cortez got his 3rd win of the season. His record's now 3-4. Went 5 innings, went the minimum to get a win. 3 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Tommy Kahnle, Tommy Tight Pants, made his season debut, so that was good to see him back in. He pitched 1 inning. Aaron Judge, though, 1 for 3 with his 14th home run of the season, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, and a walk. Juan Soto, 2 for 4 with 2 home runs, giving him 13 on the season, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Alex Verdugo, 1 for 4 with his 6th home run of the season and 2 RBIs of his own. So, Yanks going ahead and righting the ship a bit with this one. So nice to see. And the home run barrage was just getting going.
Yeah, it was.
In this one, because it seemed like this went on for a few days now.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Not Boone. So that would go on to Thursday afternoon, which was a matinee and a pretty interesting pitching matchup going into it with Luis Gil and Luis Castillo on the hill. Yanks went ahead and took this one by final 5-0. Luis Gil out pitching Luis Castillo. Pretty impressive. And he also out pitched Justin Verlander earlier in the season. So definitely not shying away from the big moments against the top starting pitchers in the league. But he picked up his 6th win of the season, so his record's now 6-1. He went 6 1/3, 1 hit, no earned runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Clay Holmes gets back on the hill, gets things right, 14th save of the season. Aaron Judge was 2 for 2, his 15th home run of the year, 2 walks, 2 runs scored, and a double. Giancarlo Stanton, 1 for 3 with his 12th home run of the season and a walk. Juan Soto, 1 for 4 with an RBI, a walk, and a run scored. So both of those home runs that were hit were both off of Luis Castillo as well. And the one Stanton hit was off the black glass in center field, which I have not
445 feet.
I have not seen many do that.
No.
That was a friggin' bomb.
So I wonder how the people in the Pepsi Lounge? Is that what that one is?
Yeah, I think it's Pepsi Lounge now, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how that was for them.
Must have been a boom like a
Yeah, and that must have been a really loud noise.
Yeah.
So while you're hydrating, here's a stat about Luis Gil. He is the third Yankee to throw 6+ innings pitched and allow 1 or fewer runs over 5 straight starts. Do you know who the other 2 were? One's a little more obscure for me, anyway. I didn't recognize the name at all.
Garrett Cole.
That's not obscure, but no.
No, I know. Didn't you say there were 3?
2.
2. So
he's the third.
Okay, so you got Heel. No, I wasn't saying Cole was the obscure. Then you said one was obscure.
To me, I don't recognize this name at all.
How obscure do I really want to go?
I couldn't even tell you. Let me look up when they played.
So say like Sam Militello or something like that, like somebody fairly obscure from the 90s here.
Well, the one that you should definitely know one of them.
Okay. CC?
Yep.
Okay. CC, now let's go for the obscure one.
This is in the 70s.
Oh, all right. So definitely
And there's no wonder I didn't know who they were because it was before I was born.
Early 70s, late 70s?
Early 70s, yes. Don't age me.
Nice. Dark years. One of the patches of the dark years. Shit. No Stoudemire?
No, I know who he is.
No,
That's not obscure to me.
All right, go ahead. Who you got?
Steve Klein.
All right. It was not on my bingo card for tonight. Where it was
He played from, I think, 1970 to 74 on the Yankees.
Okay. I have 2 interesting stats, courtesy of Katie Sharp, of my own regarding Luis Gil. So, Luis Gil's last 5 games: 0.59 ERA, 35 Ks, 12 hits, 30 2/3 inning pitched. Gil is the first Yankee pitcher, and he's the first pitcher in Yankees history with an ERA below 0.60, at least 35 Ks, and fewer than 15 hits allowed in any 5-game span. And we, if you follow the show, anytime you hear first in Yankees history,
it's kind of amazing.
A lot of history there. And Yankees pitchers with a sub 2.15 ERA and 70 Ks in their first 10 games of the season. Can you guess who besides Gil are these? Or who's the other pitcher besides Gil to do it? This was the last handful of years.
You're asking the wrong person. It's a starter?
Yes.
In the last handful of years, my go-to would be
Garrett Cole. 5 years.
My go-to would be Garrett Cole.
There you go. 2021.
I got this right.
The 2021 Garrett Cole joins Luis Gil in this.
So I don't want to tip pitches, but I am going to say probably my King of the Hill.
He's a good candidate. Definitely a good candidate. All right, so the Yanks would go ahead and then head west to start a very long West Coast swing. They would open up on Friday night by
what an opening, though.
Yeah, shutting out the Padres 8-0. Carlos Rodon kept the good starting pitching going with his 6th win of the season. His record's now 6-2. He went 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 Ks. Juan Soto 2 for 4 with his 14th home run of the season, driving in 2 with a double and a walk. Aaron Judge 1 for 4 with his 16th home run of the season, 2 RBIs. Giancarlo Stanton 1 for 4 with his 13th home run of the season, 2 RBIs, and Gleyber Torres 1 for 4 with his 4th home run of the season. So Yanks went ahead and put this one away pretty quickly, which is good for those who will be struggling with late night Yankees and are like, you know something? we got this. We're okay.
Oh man, because of these late night games, I have been forced to sleep on my couch the last few nights because I don't have a TV in my bedroom. But it's all right. I'm with it. So I have a couple of things about this game. First was to watch them go back to back, almost to back, was amazing. I mean, Alex Verdugo must have been like, "Come on!" He missed it by like what, like inches?
Yeah,
It was
he almost got
so
to join the party.
close. Oh my gosh, that was a really fun inning, and that was the second time that Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton all hit home runs in a game, but only the first time that they hit it in the same inning. So that's pretty cool. When Anthony Volpe got his one of his hits in the game, his only hit in the game, excuse me, that was his career high 17 game hitting streak at the time, which he's already surpassed. And he now owns the MLB longest active streak.
Yeah, kid, he's back. He's back. He's back on swinging the bat pretty well. When he first got bumped up to leadoff spot, I know he like sputtered for a little while, but it's good to see. Offense is clicking. He's setting the table for the big guns to come up and do their thing. So
I love it. So the only bad thing about this game, though, was, and this was kind of scary, John Birdie getting hurt, like out of the box too.
Yeah, that didn't look good. I know they were first thinking it was an ACL or something like that. And I didn't see any update on that actually, so they feel like they're still keeping it kind of mum. I think I heard they were doing the MRI. Was it yesterday? So maybe they didn't announce the results yet, but yeah, that didn't look good.
No, I mean he took like 2 steps and just absolutely collapsed. Ugh.
Yeah, no.
I hate seeing things like that. That breaks my heart, no matter who it is.
Yeah. Also, I mean, not Yankees, but the Braves superstar Ronald Acuna Jr. He tore his ACL yesterday in his right knee, and he just 2 years ago tore his left.
Oh my gosh.
So that's rough, man. Like that
is very rough.
And he actually took to X last night and put to the fans. He apologized and had like a broken heart like emoji.
Oh,
like that sucks, man. He seems like a good kid. So
that does suck, and he's young.
Yeah, hopefully he's able to, fully come back from this again because he's young. So that's still a rough one. On a lighter note, we got to see the San Diego Padres City Connect jerseys on Friday night.
I hate those jerseys. My sister-in-law is a really big fan of all the City Connect jerseys, so
all of them.
I mean, no, not like like she likes it. I'm just like the concept of it. Yeah. The concept. So she looks up every time she sees a new one. She looks up like, what are all the? Because I think you and I were talking about this at your barbecue. There's not just one meaning. Like they're very intricate. The Met one, which she's a Mets fan, she got one for Mother's Day from my brother and her son, and she was literally showing me like all the parts of the jersey that were like and what they stood for. So very intricate. So part of this one, the San Diego one, is an homage to the fact that they're one of the closest city in California to Mexico. So like honoring the relationship with Mexico. And I forgot what there's several other things, but that was one of the things about it, and that's why there's so many colors and why it looks like it should really be a Miami Marlins jersey instead. Didn't you? I think you posted this on our page about, or Rick sent it to us about the glow in the dark baseball game. That should be the jersey that everybody wears for that game.
Oh, I had posted it, but me and Rick were talking about it and talking about how many people might get killed playing that game.
But if everybody wears that jersey, they might be okay.
I cannot wait until it happens because I actually, if it was aired, I would probably watch that game. Just out of pure curiosity to see how this is going to go.
100% watch that game.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. But we talked about yesterday too, like, yes, I do think it's inevitable the Yankees will have to participate in the City Connect jersey.
I can't wait. I know you're not as excited as me.
Well, and again, it's not because I'm like super Yankee traditionalist, man. Even though I do value the Yankee tradition, especially in the uniforms, but I I just don't want it to be something absurd. Is when I'm kind of nervous about. That's kind of what it is, and I love Nike. Don't get me wrong, but some of these jerseys have been a bit absurd, and
Yeah.
I just don't want that.
So the Mets one is really cool.
I don't hate that.
Cool.
I don't hate that.
It's not. It's. I would say it's on the better end of the City Connects. I think it's really cool looking.
Yeah, probably. I guess I could agree with that one. I mean, I still think, and I think you agree with me on this, is the Angels one is probably the coolest one we've seen. It came out a few years ago.
I gotta look it up. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
pull it up. It's the one that was like the surfboard and yada yada. We'll probably see it this week, I'm sure. Since
Yeah,
they
we
know
will.
there'll be eyeballs on the TV playing the Yankees, they're going to want to get that out there. But I thought the Angels one was cool. I know the
Oh, it's simple. That's why.
yes, and the Cardinals just debuted theirs,
I like
and
it.
I'm going to be honest, it's not a stretch. That's the Cardinals uniform. The Cardinal City Connect is kind of what I imagine the Yankees might go for, something that's really not changing things up that much. It keeps the color scheme, and to the naked eye, like you would probably not notice a huge difference.
Oh, it just says the Lou, and that's the only thing.
Right? Otherwise, it's a Cardinals jersey, right? Like it looks exactly
No,
the
but look
same.
at this one though. This is hilarious. I mean, I know this isn't it, but this is. I don't know if you can see. You can't see it. It's their white jersey, and it just is boring.
See, that's the thing with these City Connect jerseys. There are two trains of thought amongst fans. There's ones who want a big change. They want them to go outside the box and like bring something drastically different. Then there are others who I would like to see them keep the color scheme, and I don't mind if they do something around that. And
I definitely want the color scheme. I don't want anything so abstract that like I'm never gonna wear it. But all right, this one's cool. I gotta say, if this is it, I don't know if this is just like a mock-up. I don't mind this because it has the arch. Are you talking about this one?
I don't think that's it. No, I thought it was.
That's what that's popping up. So I don't, you know.
I could be wrong, but I thought they wore it last night on Sunday Night Baseball.
Well, there was another one where it's just the two birds and it says the Lou. Is that the one you're talking about?
That's the one I'm talking about, which pretty much looks like.
That's this one then.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
All right. One of these days we should do an episode where we can, post the pictures and comment.
What's up, Age? Now I got to check out our buddy Hanser. Now I got to check out the City Connects jerseys. There's a lot of them, and I'm curious to know which ones you would like, Hanser. And
yeah, no, I think we need to have an episode where we talk about them all.
Yeah,
or at least a couple at a time. We should do that.
Yeah, we can do a segment on that because who's it? Cleveland has theirs out now. Detroit, St. Louis. Yeah, they're getting to everybody sooner or later.
Yeah, I need to like be able to see it while we're talking about it for me to comment on them all. So
yeah, we can do a segment on that.
All right, folks, stay tuned.
All right, so that brings us to Saturday night's game where the Yanks would take that one by a final 4-1. Marcus Stroman picked up his fourth win of the season. 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 5 Ks. Clay Holmes picked up his 15th save. Aaron Judge 2 for 4 with his 17th home run of the season. Driving in 2 with 2 runs scored and a double. Anthony Rizzo 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. So Yanks going ahead and taking the series yet again. And a fun fact I'm going to drop in by Katie Sharp. Judge is the only MLB player since at least 1901, in parentheses, and likely ever, with 12-plus doubles and 11-plus home runs in any 20-game span. I would safe to say he's back. I know we announced him as officially back last week. He's back.
It's confident. It's confident that he's back. So. Yeah, so with his home run in this game, that was the third time that he's hit a home run in back-to-back games. His longest streak was 5 games, which he did from July 29th to August 20th in 2020. And then Anthony Volpe Nope, that wasn't it. It's the next game. Sorry, but his hitting streak continued.
Well, let's just flip the page then and get to yesterday.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry.
What's
Aaron
up?
Judge hit a double for his 900th career hit as well. We didn't say that.
No, we did not cover that one there. So pretty good there with the, especially with I think it was Polonio. It was even like, does this guy even hit singles ever, or is it just like doubles and home runs and that's about it? So he's driving the ball pretty damn well.
He is. He's seeing everything really well. Until an umpire calls a strike on him in the most impossible place ever.
Let's not get to that. It's laces to like shins or something like that. You can't adjust the strike zone to anyone who's like not of like, average height or whatever. All right, so Yanks would go ahead though. They would drop yesterday's game, so they would still take the series, but can't complete the sweep by a final 5-2. Clark Schmidt, his record's now 5-3. He took the loss. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Juan Soto, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. Alex Verdugo, 1 for 4 with his 7th home run of the season, which was later in the game. Nice oppo shot there. And Gleyber Torres, 2 for 4 on the day. So this one, though, the wheels came off. I think it was like the 7th inning. Yeah, it was the bottom of the 7th, but the wheels came off on this one. Schmidt came out of the game, and then Caleb Ferguson came in and completely just...
No, Victor Gonzalez first.
Victor Gonzalez, then Caleb Ferguson. Caleb Ferguson probably on my shit list so far this season, so he may or may not be the guy. But, yeah, this one got ugly. It was a botched play by Rizzo who could have gotten out, and Gleyber pitched in as well, too. I mean, just shoddy defense here, but can't really win them all here. So it's hard to get upset with that. But this was a game that I felt it was a tight game. It was a scoreless game for a while.
It was.
When that happened. All right. So let's get to our awards of the week. You can start off with our top of the heap hitter of the week. Can't imagine who this one is going to be, but Lisa, who do you got as the top of heap hitter of the week for this week?
So there's an obvious answer, and then there's another answer, and I picked the other answer.
Oh, okay. So who was the other answer?
So my answer is going to be Anthony Volpe, even though I do know that the obvious answer is probably who you chose, so I won't say it.
Go for it.
But Anthony Volpe's average for the week was a 391. His on-base plus slugging was a 984, 7 runs, 9 hits, 3 walks, on-base percentage of 462, and a slugging percentage of 522. I just thought I felt like he deserved it. He may not have had the best numbers on the team, but he had some pretty dang good ones. And he's on a 19-game hitting streak, and it's the highest one. He's tied for highest with Derek Jeter. So.
No, Volpe is definitely this. Honestly, when you really think about it, there's a couple options you could have won with this week too.
There were a couple options, yeah.
So the Yanks did really, hit the ball this week. I did go with Aaron Judge as my.
That was my honorable mention.
Yeah, so over his last 7 games, he's hitting 375 with a 467 on base percentage, a even clean 1,000 slugging percentage, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, 5 walks, 9 hits, and 9 runs scored. So pretty good.
Juan Soto could have gotten it.
No. Even Giancarlo Stanton, Alex Verdugo, like the Yanks are really hitting this week. So there's some that are in there. I mean, Judge just seems like he's been like white hot. For a little while now. So
I figured he's gonna get it a lot this year, so I wanted to share the love.
I agree. Hey, listen, I go that way too, where I'm like, hey, this is the obvious one, but let's go ahead with an honorable mention here. Give it to someone else. This is boring. We're just like, Judge, with Soto. That's it. So. All right, King of the Hill pitcher of the week.
Who'd you pick? I already tipped my glove.
What? Wow. Before that, if someone drops in a comment here, was this answer again? You guys look marvelous.
Why?
Thank you, Hanser. Appreciate that.
That's my pitcher. Hanser, I heard you had a late night last night.
Yes, Hanser, I don't know if you were tuned in at that point, but kudos to you and Yvonne for hanging out to the end and also helping to clean up and stuff like that. So that was That was awesome. Kudos.
And they went on a nice run.
Yes, apparently. But I had heard about that one too. I went with Marcus Stroman.
Okay,
for this
nice.
week. Yeah. I can go ahead and run down both of his last two starts here. So over his last two starts, he picked up one win with 13 and a third innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 11 Ks. So
Nice.
pretty good starts. If you give 2 good starts in a week, then I'm probably going to lean towards that direction. But your choice, I can't disagree with you.
Say it again.
I can't disagree with your choice either.
My choice was Luis Hill, but we went over his stats for the week pretty much already.
Yeah, and Luis Hill has put himself in the early AL Cy Young conversation. I mean,
very early.
Yeah, very early. Hey, well, you want to know something? Memorial Day is kind of the point where you're like, we're a third way into the season. Standings, start looking at them a little bit more. We've kind of got a decent sample size right now, so I think it's worth bringing up at least.
Saying a third of the way makes me sad already.
But I mean, that's what it is. But the fun part is, we're getting closer and closer to when like the nitty gritty starts. October, pennant stretch and stuff like that, like down the line. So that's when the stomach tightens up, the nerves start coming into play, and yeah, that's when the agita kicks in. So, Hanser, it was fun. Thanks for a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Cornhole rematch. You're right, Hanser. We do have to have a cornhole rematch.
Oh my! How long did your game go on? Because my game, I had to quit. First of all, Kelly was gonna murder people. Secondly, we went six rounds of overtime in my game. How many rounds did you guys do?
So we were probably around the same because people kept going over.
Oh.
And so it was there, but it was a pretty tight game. But yes, Hanson, we could draw that up. A post game barbecue for one of our softball games. We don't have to wait for July 4th. You guys know the door's always open for everyone to come over. We're always welcoming everybody. All right. So let's get to it as the Yanks will be kicking off their series against the Angels starting tomorrow night. So
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Didn't they drop the of Anaheim thing? I thought it was just. Didn't they actually drop it? I thought it was officially.
I don't know, but I like calling them that because it's so obnoxious.
So stupid. Oh my god! I remember when I first as a kid, it was California Angels. Then it was Anaheim Angels. That's when it was blue uniforms. Then it was Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and then I think somebody realized how stupid that sounds, and they just went with Los Angeles Angels. Granted, they do not play in Los Angeles, and there is a team that actually plays in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I mean, we can't talk, though. We have 2 New York teams that play in New Jersey.
But if New Jersey had their own team, I would actually find it a little obnoxious. But the story behind why they're there.
Yeah.
It's a stupid thing. I mean, they shouldn't be there. But the point is that they have the Dodgers. LA has the Dodgers. They're one of the historic franchises.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Come on, Marty Moreno. Just stop it. All right.
Got
that tangent out of the way, so let's go.
So Ed and I are going to be staying up late to watch these games. More sleeping on the couch for me, but it'll be worth it. So tomorrow, the Angels have Griffin Canning as their starting pitcher. He's a righty. He has a 2-4 record, 5.05 ERA, and 36 strikeouts. He's up against our friend Nestor Cortez Jr., who is a lefty, 3-4 record, 3.29 ERA, and 63 strikeouts for the season. On Wednesday, Tyler Anderson will start for the Angels. He's
Mr. Anderson, sorry.
He's a lefty with a 5-4 record, 2.52 ERA, and 44 strikeouts. And he'll be up against my King of the Hill this week, Luis Healy. He's a righty with a 6-1 record, 2.11 ERA, and 70 strikeouts for the season. And then on Thursday, the 30th, Patrick Sandoval will go up for the Angels. He's also a lefty. He has a 2-7 record, 5.60 ERA, and 57 strikeouts for the season. and he'll be up against Carlos Rodon, who's been looking really good this year. Lefty, 6-2 record, 2.95 ERA, and 57 strikeouts on the season.
Yeah, so and the start time's not so bad, right? Like I believe it's 9:40, 9:35 start. So, hey, with these late night games, any 20 minutes you can give us back.
Seriously, that's like one more inning I could watch.
Yeah, because it does get challenging. I mean, tomorrow night, I got the Rangers starting at 8, so I'll kind of be hyped up already. So that'll help carry me through, to get that little extra to make it to the end of the game. And Thursday night, too. So, but Friday and Saturday, it's the Giants, 10-15. Jesus.
Yes, that's really tough.
What are we doing here?
It's really, really tough, especially when we have games on Saturday morning. Oh, well, on Saturday, not morning.
Well, thankfully for us, and yes, Hanser, you too, is that we don't play until 3 o'clock, which is ridiculous.
I know, which is
so we can sleep in. I mean, if you do, if you make up for, if you do stay up for it, you can sleep.
This is true.
So it's not the total end of the world. But man, it's going to be about it. With that. So, all right. So that will do it for us this week. Cue the music. Thanks for joining us as always. I appreciate your support. Check us out on Facebook. Check out the Facebook group. We got for Empire 161 Show. We'll share lineups and highlights and any other kind of stuff you find out there. So check us out there. Check out Pop Culture Pros and popculturepros.com, because that's who we are presented by. Check us on YouTube. Subscribe to Pop Culture Pros. And on X, Twitter, forget it. You can check us out at Empire 161 Show. You can also check out Pop Culture Pros. And on Instagram, you can find us at _Empire _161 show. And check us out there as well. And wherever you found your audio on the podcast, you can find us there too. So we will see you next week. Let's go Yankees. Get the coffee ready, the 5-hour energy, Monster, Red Bull, whatever the hell, C4, whatever you need to make it through these games. Let's go Yankees. See you next week. Peace.
Good night.